Hey, oh god, not again. Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes. Have you guys decided on any course of action?
I kind of I would hear a guard coming down the hall
Well,
from
before they get
like
here. Yeah, you'd hear
okay, yeah.
them jingling their
So
keys and the door opening.
does that happen at any point soon?
Hours pass. Hours and hours pass. You guys are getting a little hungry, even. There's not even a bucket of water in here. You've got nothing. You've got no supplies. It's just a piss bucket.
Does something eventually happen?
Something eventually happens. You don't just die in prison.
Well, I mean, we still have a couple pick locks and bend bars checks to make before that, but
Right, right. But it was mid-afternoon or so when you got caught, and you get the impression that no one came for you that day. There's no light down here other than the lanterns and torches. So a long time passes. The night passes, you presume. And sometime the next day, you're not sure, many, many hours later, the jingling of keys is heard, and all the sailors pick up their voices and start shouting for the guards. As the gate opens up, shuts behind itself, you can hear the keys churning, and then the
okay.
jingling of armor and keys as a guard walks down the hall.
As soon as I start hearing the jingling of keys, I want to go up to Croak, and I just kind of want to like kneel down next to him and say very quietly, like, "Trust me on this. Trust me on this, friend. This is the only chance we." There is no way we can worm our way out of this. It's too closely embroiled to us to simply lie and cheat our way through this. You can't con your way through everything. Sometimes cooperating is the best course of action you have. Maybe it won't work out. Maybe somebody will die. Maybe bad things will happen, but I think this is the best chance that we have.
The guard gets to your cell at this point.
Yeah, and then
I hand you the dagger, and I say, "Well, it's a good thing you're my friend." And I just sit down.
The guard
Okay,
looking.
he gives it to me?
You've got the dagger now. The guard has a torch in his hand. He's right before your cell, and he goes, "You guys are wanted for questioning." He takes out a key and begins to unlock
when
the
he gave me
door.
the dagger, I kind of like stuffed it into like a pocket of some description. I'm sure I have pockets. I mean, I have armor on me.
Yeah, you can hide it inside your armor. It's very uncomfortable. But
Yeah, I'm
it
not
can be
necessarily
done.
like it's not necessarily like trying to be the most hidden thing ever. I'm just kind of like I obviously don't make it obvious, but I'm not like it's not like I'm stuffing it into like my secret pocket. I'm just kind of like putting it into my armor a little bit because I don't have any other pockets. Like it's the only place I can store it.
Right, and you've already been searched.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty easy to get away with that. The cell is unlocked, and the party is led out. The sailors keep calling.
Can I learn new spells for today?
You need to memorize them out of your spell book.
Which I don't have.
Which you don't
Oh, I
have.
need to memorize my spells because I did have time to do that since I just have to.
I still have my
Yeah,
spell
but
from
whatever
yesterday,
spells you had memorized yesterday are the spells you have memorized today. If you want to get rid of spells that you have memorized, you need to cast them. So your spell.
Oh, I can't change spells unless I cast them.
Yes, if you want to have casted something last night, then to blow it, you can do such things.
I think it's a little bit too meta even for me.
Okay.
That opinion might change as the game goes on, though. We'll see. I think I remember what I had last week. I'll double check.
Yeah. I
got
trust you
magic
guys to
myself.
keep track of your spells.
Well,
So
I
if
know
you want
two
to
of them for sure.
Yeah, if you
So
want to send
kill
them
the
to me
baroness.
every morning, that's fine too. Might be easier. Okay. You guys are brought back to the Great Hall.
Yeah. Oh, on the way up, I want to ask why it took so long for somebody to come down to the dungeons.
What do you think
Was like-
this is? A 3-star hotel?
No, but I wouldn't expect prisoners to be left unattended for an entire night.
Why not?
I just kind of like sort of shrug a little bit and drop the subject and say, "Can you take some food and water down to the sailors down in the cells? They seem to be they don't seem to be coping very well with the environment."
It's not an environment designed for them to cope well with. He grumbles. The dungeons are not a pretty place, and the guards do not seem to care too much.
Okay. I guess I'll just have to ask the baroness.
Yeah. So you are brought back into the main chamber. The baroness is there. Her personal guard is there, and 2 foot soldiers are there, armed and weaponed, in addition to this guy who has brought you up. You guys stand before the baroness, and she says, "Well, some things have changed. Apparently, the bullywugs have become more of a threat than before. Our sheriff has left us by surprise, and our head cleric is gone.
The head cleric is gone. Oh,
She's still
wait,
in
never
Thornwood.
mind. Mother Elise. Sorry.
Yes.
I was thinking Father Lloyd for a second.
No.
Oh god. Okay, I say, what is the situation with these bullywugs?
They have overrun the mines. There are many dwarves trapped below. They have killed a few of our people, burned some fields, destroyed some houses. Livestock are dead. Farmers are dead. Soldiers are dead.
Do you have more in combat with them right now?
The fight continues.
I kind of like look to the party a little bit.
But there's a problem here.
Oh.
Some of our needed supplies for war, namely scrolls with healing words written on them, are missing. And our men are dying because our provisions have been stolen. This matter here cannot wait any longer. Through your inactions, if you are guilty, people are dying.
I kind of like Okay, I want to sort of see what happens here, both as a player and as a character. So I say, like, I assume she knows what I have told them, right? Like, I told Father Lloyd everything I know, essentially.
Yes.
And I assume he's relayed this. So I say, would I call her my lady?
Lady, your ladyship, baroness, your honor.
Okay. I just say, Your Honor, I assume Father Lloyd has conveyed to you everything I told him, and I told him everything I know firsthand. And I just kind of like look back at the party with that face of like, does anyone have, and I just kind of say, does anyone here have anything to add?
Well, my ladyship, I will say, I am a little taken aback that you would arrest poor old Croak and these upstanding gentlemen on suspicion of theft of all things from this upstanding, wonderful town. But if your provisions are missing, you do have a fine cleric and a fine wizard and some men able to help in the fighting. And of course, we will do what we can to locate your supplies for you. I have no idea who may have done such a heinous act, but perhaps we could help you find these here accoutrements.
By holding us here, you only risk more lives on the battlefield.
None of you have anything else to say then.
What would you have me say? I have no idea what befell.
You were seen in the Citadel when it was robbed.
Okay,
I jingled myself around a little bit. Like, would you suspect this person here of being a stealthy, conniving thief? I am a fine gentleman of this town. I have helped the Lady and Lord Twin Tower on multiple occasions. I have been here and talked with you myself. I am not capable of doing such a heinous thing. And
all
honestly,
men are
you know me
capable
to be
of all
a pious
deeds.
person. I have made great friends with a cleric of chiefs and am found in the temples many a time. I was hoping to bring some love and charity and religion to these poor sailors. I brought them there. I did my praying, but they were too rowdy, so I had to leave. That is all, babe.
And why did you pick that temple of all the temples?
Well, because it's so nice and shiny, and I hadn't seen it before, and I figured what better way to introduce someone to religion than to show them the finest example of it we had in town. The nicest one, rather than what they see down the docks. That might get them interested, you know?
Can I interject at some point in this conversation?
You may interject now.
Okay. I say, Your Honor, I have told you everything I know. It's clear you need those supplies, correct?
She nods.
I do not know whether or not these men are guilty, and personally, for the sake of our companionship, I do not want to know. But now might be the time that you would wish to negotiate with them. Give them leave to go out into the town and search for your supplies, and bring them to you if they find them. If they do bring you the supplies, give them word that they'll be cleared of any possible charge that could be brought against them.
You make it sound like I'm guilty, man.
I don't
not
know
making
if you're guilty. I don't know who took the scrolls.
Well,
this
we
is the best
have
chance-
a way to find out. She signals and a door opens. In walks Rohana, the owner of the magic shop. She comes and stands before the baroness. The baroness gives her a nod and she looks to the party. First she looks to Malachi and says, Malachi, tell me you have no part in this.
She's a diviner, right?
She is a diviner.
Fucking told you guys we should cooperate.
Rohana, I have nothing to do with this theft of these scrolls.
Okay. She walks up to Corney, kneels down, puts her hands on either side of your temple, and starts gently rubbing them while chanting some strange words.
Giggles.
Her eyes close and her brow furrows for a minute. And she almost looks like she's about to laugh, and then she keeps her face straight and stands up and says, this little one here doesn't know anything. Then she steps next to Croak.
Oh, shit.
Hold
Puts her
on, while
hands-
she's doing this with Corney. Oh, God.
Save
What?
versus spell, Neil, no?
Hold on.
I do have a magical defense adjust.
Before any of that happens, I want to, like, while she's working with Croak, I want to sort of, like, find a chance to say to him, this is your last chance.
Okay. You say this is your last chance?
Because it's pretty clear that she's going to go to him next. And I just, like, unless they're, like, if
Do
we're
you
all
say
really
this
close
is your
together-
last chance?
Tell me how this situation is arranged. Would
So
it be
she-
very easy for somebody to notice that I said that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I don't. I do not say that then.
Okay. Croak, she comes up to you, puts her hands on your temples and starts to gently rub them. I'm going to need a saving throw versus spell because this is being used as part of an interrogation, which grants you a save.
Alrighty. Do I get my magical defense adjustment to it?
Yes.
Alrighty. Excellent.
How much is that?
It's a 1. I don't have the biggest wisdom, only 15, but I get it.
What's
I
your
want
save versus
everything
spell?
I can.
What's your save?
My save is going to be 14 when we add in the adjust.
Okay.
14 or higher on a d20.
14 or higher.
See
Rip.
what happens. No.
Okay. So she
Okay,
rubs your
fine.
temples and asks you, her brow furrows, and she says, what do you know of these scrolls? And you can't help but have the thoughts flicker to mind of what you know. That you took them, that you gave them to Malachi.
Shit.
Right? You gave them to Malachi?
I gave him to Malachi
Yeah, give
to
him
read
Malachi.
so that he could find the one to give to Van, which I then gave to Van.
Okay.
And then I left him
does she
alone so Van could heal his father. But she only asked about the scrolls, so I'm assuming the potions don't flicker to mind.
Okay,
Alright, so she opens her eyes, removes her hands from your head, steps back, and just steps on over to Malachi without saying anything. Does the same thing, puts her fingers on his temples and starts to rub them slowly while putting her forehead near his. Malachi, give me a saving throw versus spell if you would like to resist.
At this point, I want to say, I don't know anything about how the scrolls were stolen. That was a truthful statement.
Give me a saving throw.
Yes. Fuck you,
Okay.
Rohana. The apprentice becomes the master.
And she steps back. She doesn't even make it to Van. She turns around and says, "Your ladyship, unfortunately, these four don't know anything. Or at least these three.
Rohana.
I
I
think
ask you to
Van-
release them into my care, and I will see to them that they are put to the best use on the battlefield. I am sad to say that I do not have the necessary magics to hold off such a battle."
I think Van sort of has a look, like a mix of surprise and relief on his face, like to hear that his friends are actually innocent.
The
I think.
do
Oh,
you
wait! I
have
want to
something
speak
to
up.
say? Oh.
Yeah, I have two things I want to say to the Baroness. Actually, first, I want to ask her: are there any injured from the battle nearby? I don't have much in the way of healing magic memorized at the moment, but I can do what little I am capable of.
The wounded are being brought to the temples. You will probably be needed there.
Very well. Additionally, I know this is not a top priority, but the sailors in the dungeon are both hungry and thirsty. Is it possible that if you don't have any men to spare, perhaps I could do it and bring them food and water?
They will be brought up for questioning next.
Very well.
Rohana, these men are released into your care. Except Van Helsing. He is free to go.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are free. Just like that. It's all over.
That was easy.
Yeah. Rohana
I
walks
think I
out
stick-
with you guys in tow, unless there's
I think I
anything
s-
else you want to say or do.
I think I stay with them, even though I'm free to go. I kind of like stick with them for a short time.
I
Yeah.
give a deep bow and a wink to the Baroness, and I say, "See, thank you very much for your time and effort." And I'll follow Ron out.
Yeah, I bow to the Baroness as well.
I think I want to stay with the party for now. Eventually, I'm gonna make my way to the temple and start helping people.
Okay. Rohana takes you guys back to her shop, her wizarding place. Whoops, wrong button again. And immediately, once indoors, turns to face you guys. Turns to face Malachi and says, "Malachi, while I am very disappointed in your actions, your training has come a good way. Your mind was well hidden, and I could not probe it, even with my powers.
Thank you.
You've come a long way. I'm proud of you."
You're a good teacher.
She turns to Croak. "You, on the other hand, I will let you go, but this is the price. You must return those scrolls to me, and the potions, and you guys can go. I will say I found them, but you must leave town. Eventually, it will get back to you."
I cannot return the potions. I believe they are well and truly gone if you read my mind well. But I can get you those scrolls.
I couldn't see his face. Who is he?
He goes by Bubba. He's a sailor.
Where can I find him?
You can find him down at I give him the name of the bar,
The Catch. Yeah.
the Catch.
She nods. She turns to Malachi and Corney and Van, actually. She turns to the whole party and says, "Eventually, someone will find the truth. I think it is time that you take a trip."
We will need our crew.
I
They may be a while. You may wish to leave before them. Besides, isn't your father too ill
she's
to...
assuming that I'm implicated in this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She's treating you like you're just as guilty as the rest of the party.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I guess it was kind of like mental gymnastics to not immediately assume Krog was the one who did it. Where did Malachi's father come from? Redport?
Yeah.
Yes, most recently.
Okay. I say leaving my post, abandoning my job here in town.
Do you value your neck? You
I
may
kinda
have
like-
saved one life, but many others have died in exchange. There were healing spells on those scrolls. Healing spells that would have saved lives today.
They will save lives in the future.
Careful, Malachi. That is a slippery slope. We wizards should stand above such things.
Well, if my friend Van had listened to me and we had not been detained, we'd have been saving lives with those scrolls out there anyway.
Where are
You
the
think we-
scrolls?
Malachi,
Wait, she would
where
have
are the
seen, wouldn't
scrolls?
she? Because she knows where they were hidden.
She doesn't because she didn't.
Because
I
you
passed
couldn't
myself.
read
Oh yeah, you hid them on your own. That's right. Never mind.
Where are the scrolls?
I shall bring them here.
Good. She looks to Corney. You are truly innocent in this matter. You seem like a
Yes.
good soul. What will you do?
I just look at the three with utter, absolute disgust, and I say, well, these idiots are my friends, and I'd rather that relationship not come to their respective ends.
I look to Rohana and I say, how would this come back to haunt us?
Eventually, someone will be asked that knows what happened that day. Someone may be bribed, she looks to Croak, to say that they had been hired to make a distraction. There are many people who would sell you out for their own lives. Eventually,
Well,
one
we
of them
could
will
make sure
turn up.
that they're not around anymore.
You're talking about murder here.
I never said that word.
No, you didn't, but you thought it.
Nice.
Believe me, a reward will be placed for anyone with information, and someone will come forth. They'll have some sob story about how they needed the money and they had no other choice, and they didn't really know what was happening until it was too late, and they feel so guilty. And then they'll take their reward money, and it'll be you on the line. And now me for vouching for you guys.
Do you need
And
to
it
leave too?
seems in your best interest to let us silence them.
Rohana, do you need to skip town too?
Yes,
I will
come
be
with us.
okay. Malachi, go get those scrolls.
Nod, and I leave.
Corney, if you're really going to leave town, would you bring me a skin of your ale before you go?
Yes, it'd be my pleasure.
Thank
Now,
you.
I shall go, not with leisure.
She turns
Yeah, and
to
I
Van.
just start sprinting.
She turns to Van. He'll sing, "There are wounded in the temple. If you can do something for them."
I will do everything I can. And oh Jesus.
She looks back to Croak. "I'm giving you guys this one chance to get out of here. Don't make me regret this."
All right, I'll convince everybody to come along. There's other towns and other places.
Okay.
So I have a healing spell memorized, but I also have like knowledge of basic healing principles, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the healing spells are what you need right now. There's plenty of other people with basic medical bandaging around.
I
It's
only
the-
have one spell memorized right now,
Okay.
but I'll cast it on somebody who's injured to help them.
Yeah, a badly injured man is
Yeah.
restored to full fighting
Stabilize
power because of
him.
you.
Yeah.
Alright, well I go and get the scrolls then.
Okay.
I get like a map holder, and shove them in there, bring it back.
You guys can gather all of your supplies.
I want to say to Rohana though when I give her the scrolls, I say, Rohana, even though I did not sanction this theft, you understand it was worth it to save my father. As I hand her the thing.
You have a kind heart. I fear that one day that will be destroyed. I have a parting gift for you, Malachi, she says.
Thank you.
Um,
It's 8 scrolls of fireball.
no.
Next 8 encounters is just nope.
Yeah.
She brings you a staff. It's a
Oh,
kind
shit.
of a long, well, it's a normal height staff. It's kind of twisted and gnarled, and at the top of it is this felt bag that's covering the top. It has some strings, and it's tied around the top of it, so you can't see the top of the bag, the top of the staff. There's just this thick bag over it. She
What is this?
hands it to you and says, "Untie the bag."
Alright, put the staff down. Tie the...
As you take the thick black bag off of it, and the top of the staff is clutched a small quartz crystal, and the quartz crystal is glowing brightly.
Why? This is a great gift. Thank you. What is its purpose?
It sheds light at all times and cannot be doused.
Alright, so it's like a casting light. Thank you. I am most grateful. You've taught me well. I would not be the man I am today if not for you.
Okay, that's it. Party, you can gather whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, and then you meet up at Rohana's.
I want to talk to the party alone without Rohana in the room, or I don't even give a shit if she's in the room or not.
Okay. Yeah, because she stays and hangs out with you guys while you're all gathering back up at her place.
Yeah.
Anything
damn
you
it.
guys want to say or do? What
Yeah.
equipment are you grabbing? All of your equipment, I
So-
take it.
Everything's on my character sheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
I God damn it! I did not want to leave town.
You don't have to. He could retire and stay in Shirebrook forever.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like I'm speaking as a player here. I feel like if we do a lot of good in this town as a party, who the fuck is going to believe that we took these scrolls? We have the backing of a wizard who said that we were in no way involved. And it's like a bunch of fucking sailors are going to be like, yeah, we got paid by this person. We totally got they paid us. It's like they're a bunch of fucking dirty sailors. Nobody's going to care about them. We have the backing of a wizard. We're people who have been doing good work for this town. I feel like we don't need to run away from this. I think we have the legal precedent to defend ourselves.
You can try that if you would like. You may absolutely stay in town and try and defend yourselves. There is no.
I will go with whatever the party decides in the end. Personally, I would like to stay in town.
My one worry is Rohana is the one that we're relying on to say yes, like they're clean, but like
Yeah,
she
so we
lied
don't
for
know
us
what she
once,
does.
but if it comes out again, is she going to do it again? She has something to lose, lying, like admitting she lied, but she's also like the most prestigious, I guess, in town of like all of us, right? She could survive that.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
This may end up just being one of those in-party decisions that haunts you guys, and Van Helsing is never happy anymore because the party drove him out of his favorite town, out of his home.
All I'm
I
saying
guess
again, I will go with whatever the party decides. Personally, I would like to stay in Shirebrook and just do as much fucking good in this town as we can. Get like the legal brown nosing going.
I also feel like, okay, beyond like she could turn over on us, like we're gonna owe her like the biggest debt you could ever owe someone.
Which would be an awesome quest.
I don't know. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean it's up to the party. I don't want to decide this.
My stated goal is to like run Shirebrook eventually.
Yeah. And I'm talking as a player here, but I will go with what I think in the end. I'll go with whatever the party decides. I think Van is reluctant to leave town, so whatever the party decides in the end, he doesn't want to be split up from the party more than anything in that. So he'll go with whatever they decide in the end. I think he makes a case for staying in Shirebrook, but he he talks about how much good he can do in this town, how it's being overrun by bullywugs, and he can go help the wounded. But this isn't going to be the last crisis that the town faces, and there's going to be new issues in the future. I think he makes a case for staying in Shirebrook, but yeah, in the end, he'll do whatever the party decides.
Yeah, I'm happy to leave, given that if Rohana thinks that's for the best, and given everything that's just happened, I think.
So you
I'll
have
place
given.
my faith in her.
Okay, you've given back your scrolls and everything.
Yep.
Okay. All right. She eventually, after all this has been done, says, "I hope I will see you guys again one day, but for now, it's probably better if I don't know where you go."
Wait, what about the others in the party? Like Malachi, I think is in favor of going. I'm in favor of staying. What about Corney and Croak?
I'm kind of okay either way, but this kind of was awakening something in Corney. Like he really wants to go out in the world. However, the thing is, he will also carry a quarter of his encumbrance in wineskins with his own ale. That's the one downside, is because he won't get an unlimited supply of his own ale. Sucks.
Yeah. Croak.
Honestly, I think that Croak would like to stay and run this town eventually, but was willing to leave for now because he feels that he owes Rohana at least a debt, and she's telling him in part a way to repay that is to just leave. So he's willing to leave and maybe come back with an army of lesser thieves to run the town.
One thing about that, if we run, they'll definitely be like, okay, these guys fucking did it, and then they skip town, and we'll be like, wanted, they'll put a price on our head. If
No,
we
they won't.
stay...
Because she's going to say they're innocent, and we just all left, and here's the scroll. She found them on some bloke.
But if that's the case, like, people will wonder why we left town. Like, I'm a prestigious position in I have a prestigious position in this town. If we leave, that's going to cause suspicion. Automatically.
Once we leave, though, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, we were all arrested under suspicion of theft, so I think you're suspicious regardless.
Right. I'm just saying that if we leave, I don't think we can ever come back again. If we stay, I think we have a chance of maintaining our standing in Shirebrook, is all
Maybe
I'm
we'll
saying.
just go run Thornwood.
Isn't Shirebrook... Okay, here's part of that reason. Is Shirebrook the biggest city in the region?
Shirebrook is bigger than Thornwood. It's bigger than Misty Rapids. It's the biggest town nearby. For a while, definitely. There are bigger though.
If Van Helsing brings up the prospect of staying in Shirebrook to Rohana, how does she react to that?
How would you bring it up?
Like, just... I ask if leaving Shirebrook is the only method here, because, like, I bring up, like, the crisis... Like, the same shit as before. The crisis going on in the town, how this is the only way that I can continue to do good in the city. This is where I grew up. This is where I want to... This is where I want to stay and help. And I wonder if there's... I guess I sort of ask if there's any way that we could stay in this town.
Of course you can stay.
I mean, without losing my head is the big thing. I can't do good if I'm dead.
I may be a diviner, but my powers are not that great. I cannot see the future with absolute clarity. I have a feeling your troubles will not be at an end if you stay here. The bullywugs are a problem. The town could certainly use help in fighting them off. However, the baroness has many knights and many soldiers, and word has been sent for Tyrus. Moonblade shall surely make a difference in this battle. Aldrich, the conjurer, has had a full night's sleep and is bringing his full artillery of spells this morning. If all goes well, the bullywug threat should be over soon. Unless there's more of them. Don't even know why they're here. If you are looking to do the best thing for yourself, I would say flee. If you want to do the best thing for the town, I would say stay. But that may mean problems for you.
Suppose we stayed and did good in this town. Would that reflect well on us if this ever came back to haunt us? Surely,
you would
to some
die
degree.
with the most nobility you could.
But still die, Van. There's a very important word in that sentence, and it's die.
God damn it.
Let's go.
Here, I've packed
All
you
right.
some lunches for the road.
All right. As a last thing then, seeing like no other option, I say, very well. But this is my condition. We sail to Newport and we hunt down the cleric who cast the spell on Malachi's father. That is the issue that got us into this mess. And if that's the issue that brought us into this mess, I will see it through until it's done.
Happy to pursue that goal, but we can't sail without my crew. They're currently locked
They
in the
should be-
dungeons.
Do we need to leave now? Surely we can leave after they're released.
I'm supposed to return tomorrow with another mind-reading spell. I have a feeling it may take them a day or so to get out.
I don't think
You
we
can
would
book
be...
passage on another ship. There are many ships. She looks to Malachi. Not just your father's. And besides, he's still here. I don't know if he's ready to leave.
I feel if we want to hunt down whoever did it to him, then he would be perhaps part of that puzzle.
I
Have him meet you in Redport then.
Nod.
yeah, all
This
right.
would work.
I mean, if he has the money, like he kind of fucking owes us. We saved his life. He could probably help us book passage.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause
a
I
good
don't
point, Van
exactly-
Helsing.
I'm not exactly loaded with money.
I shall speak to my father. And I turn away and walk back to my house.
Okay. She gives you guys your packed lunch and sends you off. You notice there's little flecks of blood on the cloth from where she hacked up. You know, she's very ill and weak,
She could have done with that cure disease.
probably, but in theory, she's had plenty of chances. She definitely has some sort of magical ailment. Actually, no, I take it back. You would know her fairly well. You would know that she had a cure disease spell cast on her, but her con is just wrecked from the lingering effects. Like the disease is cured, but the damage is there and won't be.
What
healed.
about heal, though? Wouldn't heal cure her?
A heal spell might? A full, not just cure light wounds, but a heal spell might do the trick.
Because there is one of
Either
them.
heal.
There is one on the scroll.
Are you gonna bring that up with her? Because otherwise we could return when I'm like level 7.
It's higher than level 7. I think it's like 13 or something.
Yeah,
It's a
I'm
level,
checking right
yeah,
now.
it's a level 6 spell, so you
Yeah.
probably need to be really high.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think, yeah, maybe when I give it back to her, then I think I just allude to the fact that there's a heal spell in there. I say, Rohana, one of these scrolls may be able to help you with your condition. Who's to say how many were used before you found them?
Ooh. It's unfortunate NPCs don't have a morality score. She pauses. Says, these are clerical spells. I do not have the power to cast them.
God.
And I would have to leave town as well.
I hear that,
You
right?
could come with us.
I say to her, normally, you saved me and you saved my companions. I'll leave this decision to you in the end. Normally, I would object and say that that spell could be used to cure people on the front lines, but you did us a great service, and I
You
will
have done. You've done so much of this time, Rohana. It's the least they owe you. Ahead,
She
there's a ship
pauses
to
and
Redport.
thinks for a while, and eventually shakes her head and says, I've built a life here. I would have to abandon it all and flee. I'm not willing to give up my life as I know it.
So be it. You were a great adventurer once. My father has told me the stories, even if you yourself do not like to speak of them.
Adventure gives you many wonderful experiences, many discoveries, but it will lead to your death eventually.
As
All
will
of us
your
must draw a line in the
disease.
sand for when we call it an end.
If that's your decision, then so be it. Good luck, Rohana.
And the party parts.
Oh,
No, yes? Corney?
before we part, so I'm not kidding. I actually do have, I believe a wineskin is a pound.
Plus ale on top of
Oh,
that.
plus the ale.
Right,
Oh.
unless you just want to carry a pound of ale.
In what though?
Exactly. Yeah, so you got like the wineskin weighs a pound, plus I think it's 8 pounds to the gallon, 8.5 pounds. So
Oh God.
I think a wineskin can carry a half gallon of wine, maybe a quarter gallon. I don't know.
I mean,
Arrange for your father to sell some of it to Malachi's father. He can carry it on the ship when he comes to Redport.
Sounds like a business deal.
it's a fantastic idea. Just wait right here, and yeah, I will. Oh yeah, when I come back to you guys and you give me that idea, I'm like probably loaded with wineskins that are filled with wine. I probably only got like 3 or 4 because they can only carry so much. But I am literally carrying up to my encumbrance. I'm carrying over my encumbrance to the extent that I give 1 wineskin to Rohana because she asked for one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I run back and talk to my father. I was going to talk to him anyway because I'm the only one who actually has family here.
What do you say to your father?
Dad, I have something to tell you. It's,
Tell me, Corney.
I shall. Well, my friends and I, we're going off. Now, please, do not presume to scoff. An adventure we wish to take. A hero, perhaps, all of us shall make. But not so high expectations do I have. I mean, it's not like we all know a Shav. It is this may be goodbye for a while, my father. I hope you do not take wrong by that or bother.
What is with this tale? If you leave, who will brew our ale?
Father, I know I am good, but really, brewing should be something that do it you should. No offense should you take for this remark. I only hope to deal with this squawk. But you see, Father, an adventure is before me. And I have such dreams that I cannot but see.
I am trying to say this calmly, but how can you leave your family? After all we have done for you, after all that has been provided for you, after what we've trained you to do,
Father,
how can you leave us? Corney,
there comes
this
a time
this
in
is
every
unfair,
little
then this
gnome's
is wrong.
life when he must give in to internal strife. I wish to spread the name of our great ale. Well, mine, really, if we're speaking of pale. I hope you learn to understand it, Father.
Breaking with the respectful rhyming of gnomes, your father says to you, Corney, if you walk out that door, you are cut off.
Don't come back.
That's it. I will no longer have a younger son.
Yeah, I walk up to a large ale keg, and I just stroke it solemnly. And I lean into it and whisper, "This shan't be the last time we see one another." And then I start just pouring a wineskin right there, and I just take a big swig.
He stands behind you saying,
Yeah.
It's best you'd leave this family. You are not even saying goodbye to your sister, or your mother, or your brother. You're speaking to the ale. Corney, you have gone too far. It is time that you leave. You have been a bane on this family since you were born. Get out! Get out of my tavern! I won't want to ever see you again. His rhyming is all gone.
Yeah. Now, Father, you have become the bother. Why, what is this? You've become trickling piss. I shall take my own ale, and then I shall leave you to die old and pale.
Get out! Get out!
And I just rush up the stairs.
Okay.
I'm gone.
You're gone.
Yeah, I get as much ale as I can, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah,
no.
you're packed to the gills.
Good.
And out. Okay, the party meets up at Malachi's place.
Yeah, I want to go and talk to my father though.
Okay.
It's been like a day, right? So
Yeah.
the last I saw him, we'd cast the spell and he was sleeping.
He is awake. His face is regaining some color to it. He's propped up in bed, looking at charts.
Okay. I guess
And as you come in, he goes, Malachi, my son! Where are my men?
Father.
My first mate is gone. All my sailors are gone.
Father, yes, there is quite a tale to tell. You were ill. We had to acquire a certain scroll to save your life, and in doing so, almost faced the hangman's noose. I'm afraid that While we have dodged the hangman this time, I'm going to have to leave town.
But I've just returned home. I thought we could... This sounds bad.
Your men are still in the dungeons, although
Dungeons.
Rohana has vouched for us and them. I suspect that they will be released within the next few days. You understand I don't want to give you too many details, lest to implicate you as well.
I'll try as I might. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, I guess.
Look, this illness that befell you was magical in nature. Someone must have done this to you. I'm going to find who it was and take revenge. Your men said you were in Redport. Is there someone there that may have had reason to do this to you? You were to die were it not for our actions.
The only person I can think of would be Hitchens. He's a trading partner of mine. We came to
Yes.
some disagreements last time I was there. I don't think he's got the power to do something like that, though. I don't know. Maybe.
I was thinking of purchasing passage on a ship to Redport. I need to leave town. Rohana has suggested that it may be dangerous for me and my compatriots to remain here. I thought perhaps you might head back once the crew is released and meet me there. Help with the investigation.
He nods. Do you have passage? Do you have money for the passage?
How much would that be, Neil? Would I have an idea?
Yeah, it's probably going to be like 5 gold per person to get there.
I have some wealth. Perhaps enough to get there, maybe not to support myself once there. Although, a man of my talents, I'm sure I can find a way to earn coin.
He nods. Alright, son. Do what you must. I'll meet you in Redport. I'll meet you at an inn there.
Okay.
One moment. Where's my... Where's my document that has all my names? Well, I don't know. It's gone. It vanished. He gives you the name of an inn in Redport.
Okay. To meet me there.
Yeah.
So, and I've grown quite close to one of the gnomes in the Half Pint. Do you know them?
Mm-hmm.
Their ale, it's quite fine. Perhaps speak to the owner of the place, and maybe we can take some ale with us and sell it in Redport.
I guess.
Just
Sure.
an idea. I have a favor to pay back to one of the gnomes.
Okay.
And Father, it's good to see you well.
It's good to be well. Take care, my
Nod.
son. And he looks to everyone else. Sorry you had to see all that.
Yeah, I nod, and I leave and close the door. So not too affectionate, their relationship.
Yeah. He tells you that he will meet you at the Hobgoblin's Head
Okay.
whenever it is that he can arrive.
All right. Cool. Does he give me? I forgot to mention like the name of like a ship, maybe to speak to the captain to get to Redport.
He tells you to take whatever's available today, which
Okay.
could be anything.
All right. So I guess yeah, like I close the door and I go and gather my things. I don't know whether to leave my old stuff or not. I suppose I will. I just leave it on my bed.
Okay.
So the bed's made. I just leave my old stuff on it. I get my new stuff, and I get like my clothes and things like that. Put it all into my backpack and go to leave.
Cool. And the party goes to catch a ship to Redport. You find a small ship willing to take you for 5 gold apiece.
Okay.
It's a fairly small ship, actually. There's not a lot in the way of captain or crew, but it'll get you there. It'll take a few days. You're going to have to sleep on the open deck. He recommends that you guys bring some blankets, because he doesn't bring blankets for his passengers. Or he
Yeah,
has
I'll buy
some
one.
blankets, but if you need more, if you want, you should probably have
Yeah,
your own
I'll
blanket.
buy like a thick blanket.
Sure.
I've got a winter blanket
Okay.
already.
I'll buy one. Yeah.
Yeah. Winter blanket sounds like a good purchase.
Yeah, I think they're 2 gold for a
I
winter
make myself
blanket.
into a burrito.
I mean, it's probably pretty light. So.
5 silver for a winter blanket.
Weighs 3, I think, right?
Weighs 3, correct.
Oh shit! Does anyone have any spare encumbrances?
No.
I'm loaded with ale.
I do, I think. Yeah.
It would be very kind of you,
Oh,
Malachi.
Okay.
if you
Well,
had-
you
And-
hand me a few.
I hand you the. I buy the blanket, then I realize I can't carry it because I'm literally covered in ale. And I just walk up to you with like puppy dog eyes. I'm like, could you carry
Take
that?
now. Why, thank you.
Oh no! Well, do you like it?
It's fabulous. It tastes
Oh, good.
just like the half pint.
Uh,
How many?
Okay.
How many do you give me?
oh no! I give you the blanket to carry for me.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, but you probably still took one like out of my thing.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. No, I carry it. I carry the blanket first.
But when you say the half pint, I get really sullen and just look off in the distance for a second, my eyes twitching.
Don't worry, my friend. I think this will be a good journey for all of us.
Yes, I think so too.
Okay. And why don't we take our break here? It's going to be a little bit longer than a usual break, guys, like maybe 10 minutes. So we'll see you guys all on the other side of our break. Ta-ta.
All right.